All right, Shalom Israel. I'm priest and officer 50, Officer Award, and to my right.
Priest and officer 50, call you Allah.
I'd like to salute all the Adawanyam, all the men of Israel. Yahweh Hashem Shabbat Katham. Salute all the Akwatian, all the sisters. Yahweh Shema Allah Hashem Yahweh. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K. has been bringing out the truth of the Bible. That so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, and Native Indians are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. This is a Sabbath service. Of course, this is Philadelphia Sabbath service. But if you're logging on to any city USA, you'll find an I.S.U.P.K. Online class. So if anybody in the class, please give us a like, share the class, subscribe if you're not subscribed, get us into the algorithm. All right, Priest Kayala, got anything to say? All right, so we'll call up the third priest, Officer Ibad, Haya, Abukasha. You don't mind? Come up, state your registry. Great.
Ibad Haya, Ban Bunyamim, Ban Yashral.
Ibad Haya, Ban Bunyamim, Ban Yashral.
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
Yashral, which means to Israel.
Men and sisters of Israel, Imayom, Wapanya, Hakwadam. Guys, and face the east. Send up the prayers.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat
Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakavka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Baharatazah. Kawa. Haya. Bashemayim. Nathanawa. Acham. Kal. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kawawafnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kawawafyanawa. Wala'ah. Tabayahanawa. Wanasayawan. Above. Hawashayanawa. Mayan. Ra. Haya. Laka. Amlakwa. Wahala. Wahatha. Pahara. Ta'awalayam. Aman.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Baba Kushah.
Baba Kushah.
Hathala Nawa.
Hathala Nawa.
Hakak.
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 Darapa'ah.
Darapa'ah.
Kamakala.
Ukamakala.
Ukamadawa.
Ukamadawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Atahor.
Atahor.
Ha Matazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakium.
Ahakium.
Hamathium.
Hamathium.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Al-Rakawa.
Al-Rakawat.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Babarishan.
Babarishan.
Hashem Yahushai.
Hashem Yahushai.
What English translation? Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so much.
Bless Israel in Hebrew, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Wayasharala.
Wayasharala.
Waha Bayah.
Wahabaya.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Hashem Yahushai.
Hashem Yahushai.
Wadaman.
Wadaman.
English translation. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
In the school.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
I.S.U.P.K power structure blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahushai.
Why Yahushai.
Why Mayaka Allah.
Why Mayaka Allah.
Why Halahayim.
Why Lahayim.
Matazabaya.
Tatabaya.
Alawak Yahanna.
Alawak Yahanna.
Ahalawakyam.
Alawakyam.
Asaranyam.
Abasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Akwatazayanyam.
Akayayanyam.
Akayayanyam.
Wahahakyam.
Alawakyam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Wadaman.
Wadaman. English translation. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yahanna.
Commander General Yahanna.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
Officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of
In the
Yahushai.
name of Yahushai.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Aisha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahorim.
Ahorim.
Mahayan.
Mahayan.
Ma'ah.
Ma'ah.
Azaria.
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 Ain.
Ain.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shah.
Asha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Waharatazah.
Waharatazah.
Ayatan.
Ayatan.
Namawat.
Namawat.
Wagalka.
Wagalka.
Ayanawam.
Ayanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
Na'ah. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yashan.
Yashan.
Shawamor.
Shawamor.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Zalka.
Zalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyamka.
Yamyamka.
Yamawam.
Yamawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamorka.
Yashamorka.
Akarai.
Akarai.
Yashamor.
Yashamor.
Aknapaska.
Aknapaska.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamor.
Yashamor.
Taza'afka.
Taza'afka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wawaka.
Mayata.
Mayata.
Wa'ai awalam.
Wa'ai awalam. Psalm 121, English translation. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy
He
soul.
shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alayim,
Adamayalaka.
Adamayalaka,
Al-Zakarash.
Al-Zakarash,
Allah. Slaki. Wahal.
Wahal,
Nashakwat.
Tashakwat,
Al.
Al,
Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Awayapyanka.
Awayabika.
Yahamawa, the one.
Yahamawa, the one.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Amaka.
I.S.U.P.K.
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Yahweh Yahweh.
Sawada.
Sawadah.
Wayafta.
I.S.U.P.K.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazawa.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amora.
Amorwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakadum.
Wanakakida.
Goya.
Goya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Azakor.
Yazakor.
Sham Yasharala.
Shom Yasharala.
Ayawada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Atazawa.
I'Atazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Kadwa.
Kakawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Warya.
Warya.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarafwa.
Ahaya.
Ahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamai.
Wayashamai.
Allah Yam.
Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wagaria.
Wagaria.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa Amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Halashah.
Halashah.
Amyashabya.
Amyashabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashabor.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Haman.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Zarwa.
Zarwad.
Banyalawat.
Banyalawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Asha.
Aisha.
Lahum.
Lahum.
Kamadan.
Kamadya.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabya.
Wanakal.
Wanakal.
Wayashwan.
Wayashwad.
Nashabagwa.
Nashamadwa.
Baya'ain the Ira.
Baya'ai Ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Lahadapma.
Ladakma.
Shatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nada.
Nadab.
Yakmawa.
Yakmawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazaba.
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 Wakazataza. Manan.
Wakatazamnai.
Kaunasikamwa.
Ho Nasir Kabwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amorwa.
Amorwa.
Nayarasha.
Nairasha.
Lanawa.
Nanawa.
Ah. Na'awa.
Na'awa.
Alahayam.
Alhayam.
Alahayam.
Alhayam.
Shayatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Agagala.
Gagala.
Akwash.
Akwash.
Panya waka'a.
Panyaraka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Naba'ara ya'ira.
Naba'ara Ira.
Wakala'aba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Ahorium.
Ahorium.
Kun.
Kun.
Taradapma.
Varadapma.
Asarayaka.
Wasa'arika.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapathka.
Wapatka.
Tabahalom.
Tabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyahom.
Panyahom.
Kalawan.
Palawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Bashwa.
Bashwa.
Wayabahawa.
Wayabahawa.
Ayai.
Ayai.
Wayakaporwa.
Wayakaporwa.
Wayabagwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadaira.
Wayadaira.
Kaya ata.
Kayata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Badka.
Nabaka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Alkaha. Arataza.
Al-Kahawartaza.
Psalms 83, English translation. Keep not thy silent, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies
For lo, thy enemies
make a tumult,
make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have
They
said,
have said,
Come, and let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of
The
Israel
name of Israel
may be no more remembrance.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee,
are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of Edom
and the Israelites
and the Israelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
the Bull,
the Bull,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also joined with them.
Shores also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kishon,
at the brook of Kishon,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Horeb,
Make their nobles like a red.
and like Zion,
Like the air.
all their princes,
Their princes.
as Zabah,
Sabbath.
and as Zalmunna,
Zamuna.
who said,
Said,
let us take to ourselves
take to ourselves
the houses of
the
Yahweh
of Yahweh
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my
Oh,
power,
my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a will.
as the stubble before the wind,
Like the sun before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
Fire burneth the wood.
and as the flames set the mountains on fire.
And as the flames of the mountains on fire.
So persecute
So
them
persecute them.
with thy tempest,
With thy tempest.
and make them
Make
afraid
them afraid.
with thy
With
storm.
thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
So their faces will shame.
that they may see thy name.
And they may seek thy name.
O
O
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
let them be confounded
Let them be confounded.
and troubled forever.
And trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
That men may know.
that thou,
Thou.
whose name alone
Live alone.
is Yahweh,
Yahweh.
art the Most High
The Most High.
over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
Sar, need to turn. Shabia. Okay. Okay, kind. It's the time of the year. A lot of sicknesses going around. And make sure we fortify ourselves. You know, be all right. So, be all right.
Exodus 16 and 7.
All right. Exodus 16, verse 7.
Go.
Shot, turn your Bibles to Exodus 16. We'll start at the 7th verse. Could I take the first 7?
Come. Can I just fix this camera? I'm gonna fix the camera.
Come, shot. Do I, sir? Exodus 16, verse 7, and the last one, Kodash, the holy tongue, or the high bar. Wabakor, Wara Ayathum, Af, Kabar Wad, Yahweh, Basha, my what? Af, Fala, Nath, Yacham, Ayel, Yahweh, Wana, Chanawa, Mafa, Ma, Paya, Fala, Wanawa, Ayel, Yanawa. Verse 8. Waya Amar, Masha, Bathatha, Yahweh, Wacham, Ba'ai, Rab, Bashar, La'achal, Wala Cham, Baba Kor, Lasha Bai, Basha Mai, Yahweh, Af, Fala Nath, Yacham, Ashar, Atham, Mala Yanam, Ayla Yawa, Wana Wanak, Nawa, Ma, La'a, Ayla Yanawa, Fala Nafa Yacham, Chaya, Ayl, Yahweh. Verse 9. Wa ya Amar, Masha, Al, Ran, Amar, Al,
Cow.
Kal, Idaf, Banaya,
Bunya.
Manya, Yashar Allah, Quara, Bawa, Lapa, Naya, Yathawaf, Baya,
That
Shamai,
was Yahweh.
Salakia.
Yahweh. That's the Most High's name.
Oh, Yahweh, Baya, Shemai, Ath, Thala, Nath, Yacham, verse 10. Wayath, Ya, Bada, Kar, Bada, Bar, Atha, Ran, Al, Bala, is that Bal or Bala?
That's cow.
Kal, Idaf, Banaya,
Bunya.
Banya, Slakia, Yashrala, Waya Pan, Wa, Al, Famad,
Bar.
Bara, Wahana, Kaba, Wad, Yahweh, Nara'ath, Ba'ai, Nawan, Pa. More?
In the 13.
Verse 11. Waya da bar, Yahweh, all, Masha, Lamar, verse 12. Shammai, Thaya, Af, Fala, Wanat, Banya, Yasharala, Dabar, Allahum, La'amar, Bayan, Ha'ira, Bayam, Fa'a, Khalawa, Bashar, Wababakor, Fasha, Ba'ai, Wa, Wacham, Waya, Da'ai, Thum, Baya, Anya, Yahweh, Allahum, Yacham. Verse 13. Waya Faya Ba'ai Rab Watha'il Hashalawa Watha Chasa Ath Thama Chana Waba Bakwar Hayatha Sha Kabath Has Talak Hatal Saba Yap Lama Chana. Exodus 16.
Want to read it?
Baruch Hashem.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16, and verse 7. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord. For that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we that ye murmur against us? Verse 8. And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to meat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord.
So Moses is instructing the people saying, when y'all complaining, y'all thinking that it's complaining to us because you physically see us. But the Lord hears your murmuring.
Right.
So even though he's taking care of you, he's going to bless you, he still hears the murmuring. He still hears the complaints.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Verse 10. And it came to pass, verse 9, slide. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16, and verse 9. And Moses spake unto Aaron, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he hath heard your murmurings. Verse 10. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. Verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 12, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at even ye shall eat flesh, in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God.
So Moses and Aaron is telling people that, they murmur. The Most High hear our prayers. You understand? So bring it up to today. We're in captivity. We're getting shot unarmed. The Most High hear our murmurings, but guess what? Like the scripture says, our own iniquity withholdeth good things from us. You understand? So yeah, the Lord hears us, but what are we doing for the Lord to bless us? What are we doing? Are we willing to change our lives? Because we complain, right? We murmur against the Lord, but the Lord told us what? To follow his commandments, right? And he'll put us on top. So if we're not following his commandments, then how could we get our rightful position in the earth? What we have to do, return back to the laws, right, Priest Bakar? Right? We got to stop eating crab, shrimp, or lobster, right? Stop eating swine's flesh. Stay out of the black Christian church or any church, right? Stay out of the Muslim mosque and following all these fake philosophies. You understand? And return back to our national identity. Stay out of the political process. Call yourself a Republican or Democrat. That has nothing to do with us. Like Christ told Israel, render to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Meaning what? Leave that alone. Whatever belongs to them, let them have it. Let them have their political process. It doesn't involve you anyway, because in their constitution, you're classified as 3/5 of a man, right? Meaning they don't consider you. So that process don't have nothing to do with us. You understand? So to bring it back to the scriptures, Moses and Aaron is telling people the Most High is going to bless you with food, with bread, and meat. You understand? To hear your complaints. So we're going to leave that there. Carl, you want to take the next 7?
Oh, yeah, sir. I'm sorry.
14.
14.
Exodus 16 and 14.
14 in the Hebrew or?
In the Lashon Kodash.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 14. Wath al Shakabath Hatal is that Hatal? Wahana al Punya Hamadabar Dak. Did we Dak, sir? Dak Makasapas Dak Kaka Par Al Arataza. Verse 15. Wa Yara Banya Yasharala Waya Amarwa Ayash Al Akayawa Man Hawa'a Kaya La'a Yad Yadaya Yadawa. What you say, sir? Yadawa. Salakia. Maha Awa'a Waya Amar Masha Alahayam Hawa'a Alaham Hawa'a Halakam Ashar Nathan Yahweh Lakam La Akala Come. Verse 16. Za Hadabar Ashar Tazawa Yahweh Lakwa Tawa Mama Nawa Ayash Lapaya is Lapaya Khan Akalawa Akawa Yamar Imor Slagi Imor Lagaloth. That sound right? Lagaloth. Khan Masapor Napa Shathayakam. That sound right, sir? Napashla Dayakam. Ayash Lashor Baha Lawa Thaqakawa. How you say that, sir? Thaqakwa. Verse 17. Waya Shawakan Banya Yasharala Wayala Kwatawa the Tau maybe Tau Kwatau Tawa Kwatawa Hamor Baha is that Hamor Baha Hamaraba, so like Hamaraba, so like Hamaraba. Waha Mum Ma Ayat, slightly. Verse 18. Waya Madawa Ba'amor Wala'a Hadayap Hamor Hamaraba Salaki Hamaraba Waha Mama Ayat La'a Hakat Yor Hakasayor Ayash Lapaya. It's like Lapaya Akalawa. It's like it. Kwatawa. Verse 19. Waya Amor Masha Alahayim Ayash Al Yawa Thor Mama Nawa I Bakor Abakora. So you say, sir? Abakor. Verse 20. Wala'a Ashama wa Ashamad wa Shamai is Shamai? Shamai wa Amasha Waya wa Thora Thorwa Waya Thorwa Waya wa Thorwa Nashayam Anashayam Mamanawa, I.S.U.P.K, Wayarum, Thawala Ayum, Wayabaash, Wayabaash, Wayakwataza, Taza, Alham, Moshe. That's it. Where did I start at? 15?
14.
14? Count. I wasn't sure.
16 and 14 in English.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 14 in the English. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, "It is manna," for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, "This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat."
So that's the bread that the Most High had promised that he was going to give to them. Read on.
Come. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your parsons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. Keep reading, sir. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he.
So that's just a measurement. And when they did meet or share it with an omer or a measurement, he that gathered much had nothing over. I mean, they took enough for each family. Read on.
Come. And he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, "Let no man leave of it till the morning."
Meaning they had to eat it right away and don't leave no leftovers. Sort of just like the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? Like the Passover meal is to be eaten the night of the Passover and no leftovers. Read 20.
Come. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses.
They did what?
Hearkened not unto Moses.
They didn't listen. Hard-headed and stiff-necked people, right? They didn't listen. Read on.
But some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moses was wroth with them.
And Moses was angry with people because it was a specific direction. Gather out every man according to his family, share it out correctly, right? Those who needed a lot took a lot. Those who needed a little took as much as they needed, right? And the instructions was to take and eat it the same night, leave no leftovers. But what do Israel always try to do? We're always trying to get over, right? We never follow direction, right? A rebellious and stiff-necked people. And that's why we're in the current condition we're in. That's why we have these nations ruling over us, because we refuse to listen to direction. We refuse to follow the laws of the Most High. Is that it on that?
That's it on that, sir.
So most of this is self-explanatory. This is what's going on in the wilderness, and we're realizing, why were we in the wilderness for so long? Because of disobedience. It's explaining what happened. We got out of Egypt, and the Lord is trying to get us to understand all we have to do is follow directions. Moses and Aaron is the leaders, right? Today, what are the leaders? We have Commander General Yohanna and the generals, right? We have the captains and the officers. Give us directions that we need to follow. But what do? And then we teach our people. What do our people want to do? They want to go into the Muslim mosque, right? They want to join all these different religions, right? Some of them don't even believe in the Bible altogether, right? We get caught up in the political process, and we put the word of the Most High behind us. And then, of course, because we don't follow direction, guess what? We get unalived by the police, right? We're the first fired on our jobs, the last hired, right? They put drugs in our communities, right? And then all the curses that what says in Deuteronomy is what? It says what? It shall pursue thee and overtake thee. And that's where we are today. And that's what we're reading. Just like how we read in the history thousands of years ago, it didn't change today. It's like we're still in the wilderness. Because why? Of disobedience, of not wanting to follow what the Most High said, not following directions and orders. So with that, I read the other. Is there any questions, Officer Ibad? In the chat? Any questions in the class? By any questions? Okay. We'll take the next 7. I'm at 21.
Come.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to 27. 21 to 27. Wow. Exodus 16, verse 21 in the last one, Kodash. Why ya la kwa tawa afwa baba kwar ayash kapaya kalawa wa kham hasha mash wana masa. Verse 22. Wayathya baya wam has shashaya lakwatawa lacham mas shana na shanya ha'ai mor la'a chad waya ba'a wa kol nasa ya aya ha'ai da waya gaya dawa lamasha. Verse 23. Waya amar alahum hawa'a ashar dabar Yahweh Shabbathawan Shabbath Quarash La Yahweh Machar Af Ashar Tha'apawa Apawa Wa'af Ashar Tha'bashalawa Bashalawa Wa'af Kol Ha'a Dapa Hana Yakawa Lacham Lamashama Aid Habakor. Verse 24. Wayana Yahawa Athar Aid Abakor Ba'ashar Tazawa Masha Wala'a Aba Ayash Warama La'a Hayatha Bawa. Verse 25. Waya Amar Masha Khala Hawa Haya Wam Baya Khaya Shabbath Haya Wam Laya Hawa Haya Wam La'a Thama Tazah Athwa Bashad Bashada. Verse 26. Shashath Yamayam Halakwa Tawa Waba Yawam Hasha Bayai Ya Shama La'a Yahweh Lahaya Bawa. Verse 27. Waya Haya Baya Wam Hashama Ya'aya Yataza'awa Mun Aim, Lala Quat, Wala'a, Mataza'ara, Sa.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 21. And they gather it every morning, every man according 20? 20?
20?
I stopped at 20.
You started something?
Yeah, I'm at
Stop at
16.
21.
Count. And they gather it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for 1 man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and see if that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth overlay up for you to keep until the morning. And they laid it up till the morning, as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein.
See, so this is a practice of what? Following directions. In the earlier verse, it said Moses told them, take what you need, and the rest don't have no leftovers. Right? What did they do? They took what they need, and then they tried to take extra and save until the morning. They got worms and it stunk, it spoiled. This time around, Moses said, take what you need, and then take even some more portion, and then that portion you could save until the morning. And when they followed directions, what happened, oversight by? It did not stink, and it didn't have worms. So it's an exercise of following directions. If you read this whole thing, you see while we was in the wilderness, the Lord is showing us how to follow orders. And it showed us what happened when we followed directions and what happened when we didn't follow directions. When we was greedy and didn't listen to Moses, the food went bad and spoiled. When we listened to Moses, we got what? We got twice the portion. You understand? So why are we in this condition in America? Because of disobedience. So how do we change our position in America? Young men? By listening and following the laws. That's right, you're right. By keeping the laws, by keeping the commandments. You understand? Here. Give me Matthew 5:17.
Okay.
Let's see what Jesus Christ said. Because you got a lot of, they call them Old Testament Israelites, right? And you got a lot of so-called Christians that says the law is done away with. Jesus Christ died on the cross, did away with the law. We're not under the law, we're under grace. Right? But even though we have grace, guess what? The grace is only for the penalties. The grace does not do away with the law. The grace is just for the penalties of the law. So what does that mean, sis? It means the law is still here. It just means when you break it, you're not under the direct penalty of the punishment. Meaning you have a chance to repent. That's what Christ brought. Repentance. So you read what you have about
the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17.
This is Matthew's, the 5th chapter and the 17th verse.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Read that again.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Read one more time.
Come. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
Christ said, don't even entertain the idea. Don't even let it enter your mind, your brain, that the law is done away with. Don't even fix your mouth to say that. So when the church saying that, they what? They're lying. Don't even think it, Christ says. Don't let it enter your mind. Think not. Don't think it. That I'm come to do what?
To destroy the law.
Christ didn't come to change the law. The law is still here to stay. Read on.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. So yes, the men of the I.S.U.P.K, we are the prophets of God. What is a prophet? A prophet read the prophecies because the prophecy is already written. So the prophet is reading what Christ said would happen. We said Babylon is going to be destroyed, and what do you see? Babylon is being destroyed. We said, Christ said the nation's going to fight against nation. When you turn on your even news, what do you see? Nations fighting against nation. And who's bringing that out other than the men of the I.S.U.P.K, the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K? Because the nation of Israel always had priests and prophets. We're not out here for the other nations. The nations don't have priests and prophets. The Lord always sent the prophets to his people, to the nation of Israel. You understand? So read that. He came not to do what? To destroy.
To destroy the law, but to fulfill.
But to what?
To fulfill.
To mean what? To fulfill what was written about Christ and the law in the scriptures. Meaning what? We're under grace. Read on.
Come. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Verily means truly. Truly I say unto you, till one jot, that's the dot of an I, or one tittle, the cross of a T, shall in no wise pass from the law. Meaning to every small detail, the law still applies. Read on.
Shall no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled.
Right. So is the heaven still here?
Come.
Is the earth still here?
Come.
Well, if the heaven and earth are still here, the law still applies.
Come.
Understand? So go back to Exodus. I just wanted to read that and show you what. The law is still here. So you keep hearing me say, we got to keep the law. We got to follow direction. We got to keep the law. We got to follow direction. Well, the direction we got to follow is the laws of the Most High God. Having no other God before the Most High. A lot of us, we make money out of God, right? We make money out of God. We make our jobs our God. We make our spouses, your husband or your wife, your God. Or your children could become your God. Most I say, have no other gods before him. You understand? You see, and I don't know if we got to that point yet. There's going to be a point in the story where Moses just slipped up and took a little bit of the credit for the Most High, and he wasn't allowed to go into the promised land. Show you how serious the Most High is about getting what we would say his props. The Lord wants his props, right? He made us in his image. So whatever the Most High have, guess what? It's the same thing that's in us. So just like as a black man, you say, yo, man, they don't give me my props, and you will kill for that respect, the Most High is the same way. And the Most High, you read the scriptures, he bragged. I alone, and there is no other God with me. That's what the Most High said. There is no other power with him. What it says?
You know what to bring out that the Most High, he loved being glorified. He loved being praised.
That's right. He wants his props. That's the props, his praise. It's short for praise, it's slang for praise. So the Lord wants his praise. You understand? And the praise is what? That we follow his commandment. Just like he's our heavenly Father, and he refers to us as the children of Israel. It's just like you being a parent and you want your children to recognize and be grateful for what you do for them. And give you props. That when they wake up in the morning, there's cereal in the cupboard, in the pantry, there's milk in the fridge, and you know, damn, Dad goes out to work every day to make sure that I have these things. Guess what? The Most High is a Father. And he wants us to be grateful and to follow his directions. So what we're reading about when we was in the wilderness and how we're supposed to follow direction. And we see the benefits of following direction and what happened, the disadvantages of not following directions. So a lot of it is self-explanatory. So that's why I'm not having the priest just keep reading through it. So pick up where you left off, priest.
I didn't even say I was trying to say, like last week, I brought that out on verse 15:26 when Moses started telling me, y'all need to start keeping these commandments.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's been telling y'all to start listening, and when y'all don't listen, you see the bad that's happening. And these bads that happen very fast.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people got to pick up on that. Like, we got to pick up on that in life today. Like, if we tell you to keep the commandments and you're not doing it, like, something's going to happen to you very fast. And show you why, because we already gave you the message. Like, keep these commandments. But, you know, some people just don't. They rather stay in a bad condition or things happening to them. So, you know, stuff like that we got to look at.
Oversight by Baba Kushak. Can you give me Deuteronomy 28? Kind.
The book of Deuteronomy, 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If we would listen, right, diligently to the voice of the Lord. What is the voice of the Lord? The Bible. When you read those words, that's the voice of the Most High in your head that you're hearing. What's this?
The word diligent, does it mean sincere?
Wait, say it again.
When it says, and it shall come to pass, If thou shalt hearken diligently, does diligently mean sincere?
Right, sincere, attentively. You understand? Take it very serious. Like, you be diligent to do your task, meaning take it very serious. And say, read on for side Bible.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do
To observe and to do. Read on.
all his commandments.
Some.
All his commandments.
See, it says all the commandments, not just the 10, but over the 600 plus laws in the Bible. You understand? You have a dietary law. Is the dietary law in the 10 commandments? The dietary law is not in the 10 commandments. You understand? Go ahead.
I was going to say, when I looked up diligently last week, it said with conscientious and persistence, effort, or attention.
Conscientious and persistent, like you said, sister.
Keep
Right? It's all in there.
okay.
To be conscious of it, right? And to take it very serious, to be diligent. Read on for side Bible.
Come. All his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations.
That our position is to be what? What?
On high.
On high, superior. That's what on high means, to be superior, above, or better than everybody else. That's what the Lord said. We're going to be better than everyone else on the earth. Read on for side Bible.
Above all nations of the earth.
Now jump down to 15, Baba Kasham.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
But this is going to happen. Read on.
if thou will not hearken.
If we will not do what?
not hearken.
If we would not listen. That's what hearken means, to listen. If we don't listen as a nation of people, read on.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do all, not just some, but all the commandments. Read on, please.
And his statutes,
And the statutes. Read on.
which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And do what?
Overtake thee.
Not only going to come upon us, but they're going to overtake us. You wonder why black businesses fail? That's why they fail. Why do heathen nations come to America and immediately they get above you? Because of what? Disobedience. Right? And all we got to do is return back to our laws.
That's right.
Right? Coming up is the Passover. I was talking to my rib and I was telling them, if you go to the Passover gives us a small glimpse of what the kingdom of heaven is like. On just a small level, because why you see all 12 tribes gathered together, right? Celebrating the Most High in righteousness, keeping the commandments. We all have on our ancient apparel, right? And we keep the commandments and we're unified. Right? You see Issachar, you see Reuben, you see Gad, right? You see Naphtali, you see Levi, you see Benjamin, you got Judah. So you got all the tribes together. So this is a small snapshot. It's not the kingdom of heaven, but it's a small snapshot of how the kingdom would be here on earth. Right? When we're all in one place, because what do you notice when we're in the Passover? The outside world disappeared. You don't know what's going on in the news. You don't know what's going on in the world until we jump in our vehicle and we go back to our respective cities, and then you watch the news and you're like, man, all that went on? I think was it 2020? The 52nd Passover in Houston. Mm-hmm. I think that was like the beginning stages of COVID. I did not know nothing about no COVID or nothing. When we came back from Houston, it's like the whole world blew up. It's like, wait a minute, people is out here sick? There's a sickness going around, people wearing masks? Because at the Passover, we're in our own world. We're in our own what? Israelite world. We don't know what's going on. We brothers saluting brothers, we eating and drinking wine and just, having a good time celebrating the Lord's Passover. So it's like when we come together, the whole world melts away. We don't even consider the nations. They like nobodies to us.
In a way, it's like Acts 2nd chapter. All nations come together.
Right. When all the tribes come together. I don't know. Do you have the same experience? The outside world is a distant memory.
It's like
right, sis? I don't know. But for me, at the Passover, I'm not worrying about no job, about no bills, about nothing. but just enjoying the moment of being with my brothers and sisters, celebrating the Most High commandment, Passover. Eating the lamb, eating the unleavened bread, celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and just putting the cares of the world behind. And then we come back. But guess what? So we could have that if, as a nation of people, we start valuing each other. That's why identity is so important.
That's right.
You understand? You go on social media, all Palestinians, even if they grew up in America, what do you see on their bio? That Palestinian flag, right? If you're Israeli, what do you see? The little Israeli flag, right? Nigerians are proud of their culture, right? They got the green and white flags. But as blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, what is our flag? We know it's the seal of David, right? The Magan Dawada, that's our seal. But do we have it in our bios when we go on social media? No, we don't see that. We represent everybody else. See, black people flying the Ukrainian flag. The Ukraine are a bunch of Nazis. But you see black folk have Ukrainian flags on their social media bio. Or American flags, or the flag of whatever country that's not us. We are a nation of people. But until we realize that, guess what? We're going to be on the bottom of society because of disobedience. So you could drop that off a side by. I just wanted to show us what the Lord said. What the Lord said. If we follow the commandments, we'll be better than everybody. And if we don't keep the commandments, we're going to be on the bottom of society. And that's what's going on here in the story with Moses, in the history with Moses. Right? We're reading that Israel, when we follow the commandments, the Most High blesses. When we don't listen to the Most High, we get punished. So what verse we left off in?
We're on 20.
16 and what? 24? Yeah, 24. Read it again. 16, 24.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, 24. And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade, which means like a commandment.
He told them, right?
Yeah, direction. And it did not stink.
And it did not what?
It did not stink.
When they listened to Moses, they got blessed. The food lasted. It didn't spoil or go bad. Because why? They obeyed. They listened. Read on. Neither. Neither was there any worm.
Neither was there any worm therein. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field.
Meaning what? They don't have to go out and gather the food because why? It's a day of rest. They ain't got to go labor for their food because they follow direction and the food didn't spoil because why? The Lord didn't want us to work on the Sabbath. But we had to do what? Follow specific directions. That way we don't have to work. And because we don't follow the Lord and we're not on top, guess what? Now our oppressor got us working 7 days a week. We're like hamsters on a wheel, right? You got to go to your oppressor to get a day off. And if you don't have no PTO, now it's a day out of your pocket.
And pay for it.
You got to pay for it now. You understand? So these are the examples that we're getting in the scriptures. What was written aforetime is for our learning. That's why we read in the history. So we can learn, oh, man, we've been doing the same thing. So technically, according to the classification, you could say Israelites were insane as a people. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Right? So if we keep sinning against the Lord and we're in captivity, we're insane. Because we think we can't listen to the Most High and somehow our position is going to change. Go ahead, please.
I was watching something, and a guy said a wise man learns from the mistakes of a fool. A fool learns the mistakes from himself. Right. And if we want to be wise, we got to learn the mistakes of people that messed up. I ain't calling them fools, but we got to, like what they did, we got to.
We was foolish.
Yeah,
not listening to the Most High is foolish. Because look where we're at in America, on the bottom of society, right? We invented everything in this country, and then where we at? We're on the bottom of society. Right? The folding chair, the refrigerator, right? The light bulb, the Ring security camera. The original patent was from a black woman, right? Separating blood from plasma, a black doctor. Vaccines.
Con.
We contribute all these things, but do we benefit from it? No. We use our intellectual property, and the nations benefit from it. Why? Because of disobedience. Let's go back into the scriptures. We left off
At
26.
26. 6 days shall ye gather it, but on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, and it there shall be none.
All right, so the Sabbath is a day of rest, like today. It's a day of rest, meaning from work for pay. Doesn't mean you can't clean your house. Meaning you rested from your job. That's what the Sabbath is. I think Priest Nathaniel Howard asked about the Sabbath thing, right? When it says, if you read in the law in Leviticus, it says what? Work for pay. That's the only requirement on a Sabbath day. You're not supposed to work for pay. But if you're working cleaning your house, that's not considered work because you're not paying for that. You're doing it for yourself. It's rest from your labor, right? Cleaning your house is not labor. Working for somebody else, you're laboring. You understand? That's what the confusion about the Sabbath day. If we take the Christianity out of our brain and stop following the Sabbath like the oppressor, not doing anything on the Sabbath, that's Jewish. That's being Jewish. That's following the oppression. That's Judaism. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible clearly states that your employer cannot force you to work. That was the old controversy with the Sadducees and Pharisees when the apostles, they were eating corn. They said, wait a minute, y'all gathering corn on the Sabbath? So you mean to tell me that on the Sabbath day, you can't prepare no breakfast? You're supposed to starve on the Sabbath? Cool. Then that means if you got to come to the temple, that means you can't start your car. Right? Or put on clothes. That's late, right? So the understanding is work for pay. That's what you got to refrain from. And you come to the Sabbath service, and guess what? The scripture tells us that the Sabbath we wasn't made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for us. What does that mean? Meaning, once you give the Most High's reverence on the Sabbath morning, you come to the Sabbath service, and we go until 12. After the Sabbath service, the rest of the day is yours. To do that which with what is within the law to do, but the rest of the day is yours. You want to go to the movies, you want to go to dinner, you understand? You want to go shopping or whatever, but you give the Most High His reverence, and then the rest of the day is yours. But because of Christianity and Judaism, we think the Sabbath is something that it's not. It's just work for pay. An employer cannot force an employee to go to work. That's why, just a second. That's why in this society, if you do have to work on the Sabbath, why is it not count against you? Because you're not choosing to work. Your employer is forcing you to work. The difference is, if you sign up for overtime on the Sabbath, now the sin is on you because you made that choice. You didn't have to take the overtime. You understand? So that's it. Go ahead. You had a point?
I was just saying, because like how you saying, like you can enjoy your Sabbath because you know it's a day of rest.
Right.
And I remember when I grew up in the church, it was Hebrew Pentecostal. I used to be in church all day, and I used to be like, I used to go to one church. We used to be in church all day. I started going to my grandma's church because they was getting out by 2:00, and we can do whatever we want to do.
Right.
Afterwards, it was like the Sabbath don't mean I'm supposed to be just like confounded, eating cold meals and can't do nothing, can't walk outside type deal. Like we was taught that when we were real young, but we learned the truth. Like, man, I can enjoy myself for the first time. I can breathe. I can sleep in a little bit, not too much, but you know, I get what you're saying, sir. Let me keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Khan, verse 27. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?
How long we're going to refuse to follow the laws, to keep the commandments? That's a question Moses is asking our people. When are we going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of being slaves? That's what he's asking us. How long are we going to keep trying to fight against the Most High? Hold where you at. Can you get me Mark 2 and 27, Bible shop?
This brother's being sneaky on that point too. Like
Right. Go ahead. Bring it out.
when you saying it came to pass that they went out some of the people of the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. Like we just told you not to go.
Right, and he still was trying to go out and gather.
You said Mark. You say Mark.
Mark 2 verse 27. We're gonna read what we're reading is we're going over following direction, right? We're reading the history and we're bringing up to today. Why is blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians on the bottom of society? Why are we getting unalived by the police? You know, why is there drugs in our community? And also, what we're understanding is the Sabbath thing. But because of Christianity and Judaism, we have a misunderstanding of what the Sabbath is. So we're going to read in the book of Mark 2:27 what Christ said the Sabbath is. Read.
The book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 27. And he said unto them,
And he what?
And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man.
The what?
The Sabbath was made for man.
Man was made for the Sabbath.
The Sabbath was made for man.
Read that again from the top.
And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man.
The Sabbath day was made for us. Read on.
And not man for the Sabbath.
We was not made to be slaves to the Sabbath. That's what it means. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The Sabbath day is not a day of burden. It's a day of rest. Most High gave us that day. 6 days shall thou labor, but the seventh day is a day of rest. Today is your day to honor the Most High and to do you. Read on.
Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath.
The Son of Man is what?
Lord also of the Sabbath.
The Son of Man is Christ. Christ is the Lord of the Sabbath day. And he told us what to do on the Sabbath day. That's when we got the example of them when they picked the ears of corn and they were being judged. And Christ being the Lord of the Sabbath day said what? That the Sabbath was made for man and we were not made to be a slave to the Sabbath day. So let's take the Christianity out of your head. Don't listen to fake Israelites because they don't know the Bible. Fake Israelites do not know the Bible. And that's why we call them fake. Because they don't know the Bible. They take the name Israel. Not all Israel that are of Israel. Why did Paul say that? Because you could be born physically, naturally an Israelite. But if you're not keeping the words of the Most High, you're not a spiritual Israelite. And what's the name for those brothers and sisters? We call them what? Heathens. Goyim. Or in the Yiddish or the modern Hebrew, Goyim, which means nation. You understand? So you don't want to be a heathen. You want to be an Israelite, then you got to keep the laws. So I just wanted to deviate and read about the Sabbath day so we could have a clear understanding of what the Sabbath is. We was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath was made for us. Oversight by Bob Kushak. Get me the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Is there any more on Mark?
That was it. That was it.
All right, what? Go back to Exodus.
That was the end of 28.
Start at 1.
This is the book of Leviticus, 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
Now, hold on. One thing also we need to understand. When you read the Bible, what do you always notice? That the Most High God always has a man to speak on his behalf in his stead. He had Adam. After Adam, he had Abraham. Right? After Abraham, he had Moses. And after Moses, you have Christ. And bring it up to today. Who we have? We have Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Why? Because he kept the banner. He earned that rank. He didn't give it to himself. Right? The I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 west 125th Street, Harlem, New York.
Right.
That's where it started from. And then from 1969 to today, the teaching did not change. And when our enemies came and tried to destroy the truth, the general took the banner, just like Moses took the banner, right? Just like David took the banner, just like Christ took the banner, right? We have another man today because the Most High always used men to teach men. Where were you at, Officer Ibad? Give me on 1 Corinthians 11. Go ahead, Officer Ibad. Continue.
This is the book of Leviticus 23 and verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is a Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Keep reading.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. Verse 5. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. In verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Keep reading.
Unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Right.
Verse 7. And the first day ye shall have an holy convocation.
Right.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
No what?
No servile work therein.
Okay. Now, Officer Ibad, could you, if you have a Bible dictionary, could you look up servile work?
Servile work.
Either Google it or look it up if it's in a Bible dictionary. Let's find out what servile work is. Let's get an understanding of what the Sabbath is. And there's a reason we go to Corinthians. We're going to bring it out just now. Let's just clarify what the Sabbath day is.
11:3.
Hmm?
11:3, sir.
Now, you can start at one.
Come.
So now we read that Christ told Mark and the prophet, the apostles, that told us that the Sabbath was created for us and we was not made for the Sabbath day, right? And now we read from Moses in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, when we're reading about the various laws and ordinances, it says what? No servile work. So let's find out what servile work means.
This is,
Is it in the Bible dictionary?
it's not in the Bible dictionary.
Did you Google it?
I did, I go Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Okay, come.
Servile, this is Merriam-Webster dictionary, servile. Of or befitting a menial position. Verse 2 is meanly or cravenly submissive, abject.
Is there another one?
Salaki, sir. I have a better.
You got a better one? Okay, go ahead and have it.
I have servile. It says slavishly submissive or
Slavishly submissive. Read on.
or obsequious. I can.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but slavery and submissive. Then the other word is another word. No.
So what do we call our jobs today? We call it a slavery, right?
Uh-huh.
Because why? You're forced to work. If we would have it, if we didn't have bills and stuff, would we work? No, we wouldn't choose to work. So it's saying on the Sabbath day, right? Servile work is slave work, meaning being forced to work on the Sabbath.
Uh-huh.
So if you're not being forced to work on the Sabbath, then the sin is not against you. That's what servile work is. So doing gardening, cleaning your house, is that servile work, brother? Is somebody making you clean your house? Are you slaving for somebody or are you doing it for yourself? You understand? That's what the Sabbath is. It says servile work. You're not supposed to work for anybody else. That's what the Sabbath is. So if you're not working for somebody else, it's not considered work. If you're cleaning your house, you're gardening, whatever you're doing for yourself, that's not breaking the Sabbath. So don't let nobody convince you that you can't do nothing on the Sabbath. You're supposed to just sit in your house like a hermit. Nah. What, sis?
Even if you own your own business and you're an entrepreneur, you still don't work on the Sabbath.
Right, you still don't work on the Sabbath because now you're the employer. So then you make the decision so you could shut your business down. You understand? So that's, but it's mostly talking, most of us are not business owners. So in Israel, most of us, most likely, we work for somebody else. And they were not supposed to force you to work for them. Just like how the Jewish man would do. He would stay home, right, and go to synagogue, but he'll have your mother working in his house, turning on his lights. where we're all supposed to keep the Sabbath day. You understand? But so we could drop that. Everybody understand the Sabbath?
Okay.
Where you talk about work, it's not talking about doing physical work for yourself. Is if somebody you have to work for somebody forcing you to work or collecting the salary. So now let's go back to the understanding of Commanding General Yohanan, right? And men following men. A lot of brothers and sisters have an issue with Commanding General Yohanan, right? And the rank structure in I.S.U.P.K. Get 1 Corinthians 11 and 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
Who's speaking here? This is Paul. Paul is in a position of leadership, and Paul is saying we need to follow him just like how he follows Christ. There's a rank order, right? Read.
God. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinance as I delivered them to you.
And do what? Keep the what?
Keep the ordinance as I delivered them to you.
What is an ordinance? The root word of ordinance is order. Paul said, keep the order as I deliver them to you. Remember, Paul is in a position of leadership, and Paul is giving orders. And Paul also stated, follow his orders because he's following the orders of his head, which is Christ. Read on.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
That the head of who?
Every man is Christ.
The head, the leader is Christ. We're reading the ranking structure in the earth, the order of things. The head is Christ. Christ is the king. That's who we follow. We worship the Father, but we follow Christ's orders. Read on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the what?
The woman is the man.
We're reading rank structure in the Bible. The head of the woman's head, the woman's leader is who?
Is the man.
Read on.
And the head of Christ is Yahweh.
And the head of Christ, our king, is the Most High God, Yahweh in the Hebrew. Y'all see that? You have it, brother? 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Read it again from the top. From 1.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
Paul is in a position of leader. Paul is one of the leaders of the church, right? So Paul said, follow me as I am following Christ. I'm your example. So if you're following me, it's just like you're following Christ.
That's right.
Continue reading.
Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things.
Remember the ordinances. Remember everything that I've taught you. Read on.
As I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
That's the order. The Most High God, Yahweh, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, man, women, and children. That's the rank order. So a lot of people, a lot of fake Israelites like to make a joke calling Commander General the third in heaven. Commander General is not the third in heaven. He is the man on earth the Most High gave the authority to lead the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Because he kept the truth. Who else kept the truth? Is I.S.U.P.K teaching you that you're an Israelite? Right? TD Jakes? Right? TD Jakes is worrying about being a power bottom.
TD power bottom.
Right? Who else is teaching us the laws of the Most High? Is the Christian church? Christian church is telling us the laws are done away with. The Muslim mosque is telling us to be a second-class citizen to the Arabs. Right? Egyptologist is telling us to worry about the dead bones in Egypt. And I've yet to see an Egyptologist explain what happened in Egypt. Because it wasn't the Romans that conquered Egypt, why Egypt is a dust bowl today. They can't tell us why there's no vegetation in the land of Egypt. But in the Bible, it tells me that a plague of locusts came through there. The Bible tells us that the water turned to blood. Right? It told us that there was a plague of murrain. And when you look up the word murrain, it says anthrax. I don't know if y'all remember a couple of years ago when they were sending out that powder anthrax in the mail, and once you open it, you immediately die. So if murrain is anthrax, that means all the cattle in Egypt was dying. So they had no water, right? The locusts ate all the wheat, so they had no wheat. So no water, no wheat. They was in abject darkness. They had frogs. That's what destroyed Egypt. Found in the Bible, right? Not in the books of any other history book, but in the Bible, the ultimate history book. Have any Egyptologists explained what happened to Egypt? Because they keep talking about Egypt, 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 and the greatness of Egypt. So where's the greatness of Egypt today? People taking a tour bus out there to go see old, washed up monuments that's deteriorating. The greatness of Egypt was the nation of Israel. You understand? Just like what is the greatness of America? The nation of Israel. Take hip-hop music out of society. What happened to society? You want to listen to frog rock, heavy metal? You want to listen to? Right? Charlie Pride made what? Country Western came from the mind of black people. From the blues. All form of entertainment came from the mind of Israel. Right? Inventions. Take all the inventions we gave to society. What would you have? Nothing. So the greatness of America is the nation of Israel because they have us in captivity. What was the greatness of Europe? Right? The so-called Dark Ages. Those great castles that was built. Great men like King James, Charlemagne. Right? Edward the Black Prince, Beethoven, where you get classical music from. Every movie you see in Hollywood stems from the plays of Shakespeare. Every movie you see today in Hollywood is based on the premise of how to write a play from Shakespeare. A plot twist, that all comes from William Shakespeare. Who was William Shakespeare? He was an Israelite. He was a black man. So we're reading go back to Exodus, that Moses was the leader at the time. And I'm bringing up to today that Commandant General Yohanna is just like one of those leaders in the Bible. I don't understand how we get confused. The Most High God always used a man or men to lead his people. Right? Adam, Abraham, right? Moses, King David, Solomon, Jesus Christ. Who is it today? We had the elders, right? The high priest that came before, and then now we have Commandant John Yohanna. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I have a precept to the ranking order, how Yahweh uses men to be his prophets.
Sure, bring it up. Where's that?
I don't know where it's at, but it says the pasture of my flock are men.
Right, Khan. Right, the Most High used men. Unto ye, O men, I call. You understand? The flock of my pasture is men. Let me get it for you, sis. I know the precept you're talking about. Let me get it real quick. Just not keep hearing me.
Ezekiel 34:31.
You got it? You got it? Officer Babu Kusha?
This book of Ezekiel, 34 and verse 31. And ye my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord.
See, so the Most High, throughout the Most High always used men to lead the nation. So the general held on to the truth, right? The I.S.U.P.K. And then now we have a Sabbath service here in Philadelphia. So you could come into this class and what? Reconnect with your roots. That's what we're doing here. We're reconnecting with our roots, getting back our identity. You understand? Finding out that we're a nation. And by finding out we're a nation, we build our army, and that's how we get stronger. Right, brother? That's how you build a nation. Find out your identity, and then you find out your people. And then how you run a society? By laws. And the laws is right here. Right? Give me Psalms 147 on 19. Right? So now we find out the laws. And then the laws are broken down into categories, right? You have the moral laws. Morality. You can't run a society without morality, right? meaning you can't sleep with the animals. There's no bestiality, right? There's no adultery. Those are the moral laws. Then you have the civil laws. We're not supposed to charge interest to each other when we lend each other money. Not supposed to have usury, it's called, right? We're not supposed to steal from each other or bear false witness. Those are the civil laws. So you have the moral laws, the civil laws. And then in culture, you have what? Ceremonies, the ceremonial laws, the Passover, the Sabbath day, the days we worship our God, right? So now you have the moral laws, the civil laws, the ceremonial laws. And guess what you also have? A diet. Do we just scavenge and eat anything? No, as a culture, we have a diet where we eat, right? We know that you have Asian food, they call it Chinese food, right? Then you have sushi, which is Japanese. You have Indian food. The only food is slave food, we call it soul food. Where we eat the hoof of pigs and the snout of pigs and the intestines? No. Our dietary laws is found in the book of Leviticus, the 11th chapter. You understand? So now we have a moral law, we have a civil law, we have a ceremonial law, and we have a dietary law. What to eat and what not to eat, how to deal among each other civilly. If a brother offended another brother, then Christ laid it down, the law of a brother, right? Matthew 18 and 15. If we have a disagreement, we come to each other. If we can't hash it out, we go seek counsel. If you don't want to hear the counsel take it to the congregation. And then if you don't want to hear the whole nation, then go about your business. You understand? That's how you build a nation. And then in the nation, you have what? The military. So then how are we going to build this nation if we're all going to be selfish and be individuals? That means what? The Black American, the Judite, he got to put away his differences with the Puerto Rican, with the Ephraimite. The Ephraimite got to put down his disagreement that he has with the Judite. Right? Ephraim and Benjamin got to put away their differences. Levi and Simeon got to put away their differences. And then as a nation, that's what we're finding out our identity. That these tribes are one nation, and we need to come back together under our laws, and then we'll what? Start valuing each other. And that's what society is afraid of. They don't want us to come together as a nation of people.
Right.
You think they want the Mexicans to join with the blacks? You know what kind of army that is? Do you know that majority of the American military is made up of Mexicans? The Spanish tribes? Yeah, I know that. Majority of the military, U.S. military is with the Spanish people. Not to mention the black man. You already see what type of time we're on. Even myself, I realize, I'm going to give you a story, right? Back in the days, I used to wear a lot of designer clothes. So one day I'm standing on the corner with a couple of my friends. So I had on a pair of white pants and I had a white Gucci sweater. I don't know Gucci anymore, but I had a white Gucci. So I was white on white on white. Okay. So something happened as it was in Brooklyn on Utica Avenue. So some cops came and they was like, get off the corner. So we was like, yo, get off the corner. Y'all can't just come and tell us to get off the corner. We didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all impeded the investigation. We was like, man, go ahead. So then now they grabbed me. So now this is one cop. He's trying to put me on the ground. I got my white pants. I'm like, nah, that ain't happening. I'm not making these pants. I'll pay too much for these pants. It ain't going on the ground. So one cop, he couldn't do nothing with me. Two of them grabbed me. He couldn't do nothing with me. It took 5 of them to grab me and still couldn't do nothing with me. You know what I said? I complied. I said, hey, listen, I'm not trying to go on the ground, but I will comply. I put my hand behind my back, and that was it. But a lot of us see those situations where we one black man and 1,000 cops because they know the spirit that is within us, the spirit of the Most High. One could put 1,000 to flight. And when we read in our history, we read that. That'd be what? Was Judas Maccabees in what? 500? It was like 500, or I think King David prophesied by it from my memory. He had 37 mighty men. 37 mighty men. And in our history, there's a story of our enemies was encamped around the well, right, where we go get water. And they knew if they encamp around the well, eventually we would need water. So I don't know if I'm getting the story mixed up, but one of David's mighty men went out by himself and got a glass of water and brought it back unscathed. And it said he did not drop one drop out of the water and brought it back for King David. But then what did King David say? You remember the story after Tibad? What did he say?
Did he say I'm not worthy to drink of this?
No, he said he's not going to drink if everybody can enjoy it. But I just wanted you to see as a nation the power that we have as individuals. When you read the story of Esther and Mordecai that's coming up, Purim, 2 people saved the whole nation, Esther and Mordecai. She followed his directions, and the Lord put her in a position to save the nation of Israel. And it says what? The reason why we have so-called European Jews today is because they said when they seen how the Lord blessed Israel, everybody converted to so-called Judaism. You remember that story, Officer Abad in Esther? When it says all the enemies of the Jews, when they seen that Esther got favor with the king, and she had the king to turn around and then gave an edict that anybody that was an enemy to Israel should be killed. And it says everybody started converting. Hey, I'm not Arab, I'm Jewish. I'm not Chinese, I'm Jewish. You understand? That's in our history. But that could only happen if we what? We return to the laws of the Most High. If we put back on our identity. You understand? If we stop being individuals. That's why it's so important to be an Israelite. You understand? Do you know what Israel means in Hebrew? Anybody? Excluding Ibad, Officer Ibad, or excluding Priest Bakar Yalom? Sister, you know?
I forget that said it. Yasha'Allah.
Right. What does it mean in the translated?
Translate.
Yasha Allah. What does it mean in English?
Israel.
You want it, brother, you know it? Yasha Allah means Yah is he, Shar is prince, Allah is power. He is a prince of power, or he's a prince of God. So when you say you are Israelite, when you say you Yasha Allah, that's what you say. So for sisters, you be Yasha Allah, but princesses of the power of the Most High. That's what that's how much power we have. And that's why we value each other. And so you always hear Commander General Yahanna always say what? That y'all brothers and sisters, us in here, we're absolute gold. Because we value each other. Because when I'm looking at you, I'm looking at a prince of power. When I look at Bakar, I'm looking at a prince of power. He is a prince of God. That's what we're saying to each other. You have what I had on Psalms 147?
Can I just say, in knowing that you got to walk like that.
Right.
In order to walk like that if you keep the commandments, because once you start walking like that, people going to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they do see it. You see, you be on your job, people be looking at you funny. And then when you turn your head, they turn around. And they studying. They want to know, hey, what's going on with you?
They can feel your vibe.
You know, this past season, everybody's giving Christmas gifts and doing whatever, and they're just looking at you like, you ain't caught up in the spirit at all. You know, they come on your bus or your van, they don't see no Santa Claus, you know, no mistletoes or none of that. They don't see nothing on us. We don't even celebrate birthdays. Your family be looking at you crazy, like, damn, not even your birthday? Not even your birthday? Damn, my family be wanting to call me on these pagan holidays. I don't answer my phone. I see 1,000 texts. Now I do, I just hit delete. I don't even read it. Just delete them. You already know what time I'm on. If you ain't gonna respect the belief, then I ain't giving it no energy. You know, so I just say all that to say that this is a great thing that we're in here, man. You know, it's a great thing Commanding General Yahanna did by keeping this truth. You know, and it's good for us to come together on the Sabbath morning. Because then guess what you're going to notice? Every time you come to the Sabbath service and you give the Lord, you're going to notice the rest of your day is going to go beautifully.
That's right.
And even if it don't, you still within yourself knowing I did what I was supposed to do. Now I can enjoy the rest of my Sabbath day as a day of rest. I could go with my day. I did my duty. I gave the Most High's honor. Go ahead, sis.
The Most High told us to keep the Sabbath day holy. That will be coming to Sabbath service. That's making it holy by coming to class on the Sabbath day.
Right.
You want me to get that chapter, sir?
No, you can leave that.
Con.
I'm gonna get you another precept. Psalms 50, verse 22.
Con.
Because a lot of people just get up and they go about their day. Why is it important to do the Sabbath thing? You're going to read what King David said. You got it?
Con. The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 2. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, Yahweh hath shined. Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour.
Where you at? Psalms 50,
Psalms 50,
verse 22.
oh, 20, I was on 2. Slide. The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 22. Now consider this.
Now consider this. Now think about this. Keep this in mind. Read on.
Now consider this. Ye that forget God.
Read that again.
Now consider this. Ye that forget God.
That's it. Ye that forget God. Consider this. Ye that forget God. Read on.
Come. Lest I tear you in pieces.
Most I tear you in pieces. When you get up and just go about your day, you don't say a prayer or anything like that. You don't even acknowledge the Most High in your thoughts. Guess what? You're walking in the valley of the shadow of death. Anything can happen. You understand? Anything can happen. But what? When we keep the commandments, we know that what? They put that protective hedge around you, right? But you got to keep the commandments.
Uh-huh.
And that's not saying that something bad can't happen to you. But guess what? If you're doing what's right and you have to be translated, meaning, you're unalive, your spirit could rest easy because you died doing the right thing. Because it says in the grave, there is no more repentance. So if you don't know when you're going to expire, you might as well live every day like it's your last.
Uh-huh.
By keeping the commandments. And that way you're covered. But David is saying, read that again.
Now consider this. Ye that forget God.
If you do what?
Ye that forget God.
If we forget God, how do we forget God? Not keeping the commandments. Not praying. When, like Christ said, taking your light, the light is this truth. And hide it under a bushel. I mean, when people see you, they don't know you're Israelite.
Uh-huh.
If they can't see a change in you, that means you're hiding your light. Ye that forget God.
Ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
And there be what?
None to deliver.
You can't escape it. You cannot escape it. So with that in mind, when you're going out in your daily life, get up, say a prayer. Just don't hit the road running. Say a quick prayer.
Huh.
If you don't know how to pray, say Matthew 6 and 9, the Our Father prayer. Commit it to memory. You learn these rap songs, right? Then how you don't know Matthew 6 and 9 by heart? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, as we forgive our debtors. Forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. What is in Our Father prayer? Everything. What do we call money today, brother? In slang. What do you call money? Bread. You got the bread. What does the scripture just says? Your daily bread.
Daily bread.
See, the Bible is written in slang. The Bible is written in slang. They call money bread back then too. Your daily bread. Because why? You need money to buy bread. So conversely, bread translates to money. And in the prayer, Christ is telling us what? To ask the Most High for our daily bread. Because it's a book of black people. So the reason I say commit it to memory. Learn Matthew 6 and 9, the Our Father prayer.
Right.
Because Christ told us that's the way to pray. If you don't know a prayer, at least say that prayer. And then start reading the Psalms and then learn those prayers. The 23rd Psalm is a good prayer to have. You know, you did some dirt, Psalms 51. And all the Psalms, Psalms 92, 121st Psalms, the 83rd Psalms. But by reading the Psalms, it's like you're teaching yourself how to pray if you don't know how to pray. It's like training wheels for prayers, because that's what David did. You know, what did David say? A contrite spirit and a broken heart, the Most High will not despise. So what does that mean? A broken spirit means you're sorry. Contrite, it comes from the word contrition, which means you're sorry for what you did. And it says the Most High will not despise that. And that's what David knew that, and he put that in his prayer. Forgive me, O Lord, Psalm 61. You know, so you write these down. These are good prayers. And not just say these prayers on the Day of Atonement, but read the Psalms. Read the Psalms every day. Say to yourself, you know what? Monday, I'm going to read the 23rd Psalms. Tuesday, 25, or you mix it up. Put it in whatever order you want to. But at least you want to get into the habit of praying. Who said that? I pray without ceasing. Right? It says, pray without ceasing. David said, because why? We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. In the Garden of Gethsemane, what was Christ doing? He's praying to the Father. So even Christ prayed. Prayer is very important. You got it? It says pray without ceasing.
I'm gonna get his First Thessalonians.
Okay, read that when you get it. So these concepts is what we're learning when we come to the Sabbath service. Understand what the Sabbath day is. We understand what disobedience is, what happened to us 3,000 years ago, and how it affects us today. We need to start keeping these laws. Make it become part of your life. Pray without ceasing. Ask the Lord to strengthen you, that you can keep the commandments. Because guess what? The demon, I heard priest and officer Marah said this one day at camp. He said, the demons speak to you in your own voice. That negative thought you hear in your head, who does it sound like? It sounds like you. You're talking to yourself in your thoughts. And the demon comes to you and you're thinking that you're thinking those thoughts, but it's a demon using your voice. So how you come back now? Pray without ceasing. Ask the Lord to keep you in the spirit. Always keep me connected. Always don't forget the Most High. Always, you know, you want to, the scripture says, in all holy conversations. I mean, you always want to stay connected. I'm talking to my rib, inevitably a scripture might come up, a precept might come up. We're talking about a class or the school, or brother or sister, but we always want our mindset to be connected to the truth. You don't want to just have worldly conversation. Hey, Jalen Hurts broke his finger. The Eagles and the Giants and LeBron, the Lakers are last place. And my rib always tell me, don't burst nobody bubble. I'm gonna just say it, speaking as a man. I have no proof, but I think it's all rigged. Have you noticed in the last 3 years, sport betting became so popular? Every commercial you see, DraftKings, Bet MGM,
ESPN,
Bet Rivers, right? ESPN now is a sports book. Those are distractions. You know, tune in Monday night, one of the most important shows. Used to be called Black Watch, but America on Fire. It's very important you watch that show. Tune in Monday night at 9 or 9:30 p.m. and watch Commanding General's Black Watch or America on Fire. Very informative, and it gives you a forecast for your week to come ahead and what's going on in society. We're on the brink of World War III, and we're talking about Cat Williams. Do you know the United States of America just launched an offensive in Yemen? I thought it was Palestine and Israel. How come Yemen all of a sudden snuck in the back door and there's military actions going on in Yemen? And now Iran is being drawn into it. There's a presidential election in Taiwan. Taiwan is 50-50. Taiwan, if Taiwan go back into the hand of China, guess what happened? America can't get those semiconductor computer chips that they use in their weapon systems. So that's going to bring China and America into a conflict. That's where we're at. So that's why it's important to come to these classes and stay connected. And don't get distracted and caught up. Ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none that can deliver. So I'm not going to draw that out. We had 12. Is there any questions in the chat?
But I think we still have one.
Bakar, is there anything online?
Nah,
So Bakar, y'all,
I
anything online?
think we have one more verse in English.
Oh, one more verse? Okay, let's get it. Exodus 16. Brother, got any questions? Alex, got any questions?
No, sir.
You 12? Okay. Sisters, you have any questions that would like to be answered?
What does it mean when the house said, David is a man after his own heart? King David is a man after his own heart.
David is a man after his own heart because everything the Most High told David to do, he did. You understand? It's like a man, he does everything that I would want a man to do. You understand? So it's sort of like I would say that you're a sister that I would like, a sister after my own heart. Because why? We're in here. Your heart is your mind. Meaning we have the same mind, basically. Then you got to think of it in those terms. And when you read the Bible, your heart is your mind. David and I have the same mind. Because what is David's mind? The law. What is the Most High's mind? The law. You understand? So that's how it's basically saying him and I are on the same wavelength. And we in here, we on the same way. We have the same mind. That's why we're in here. You understand? So that's what it means, sis. Does that answer your question?
And it's locked.
Go ahead.
And the only way you get on that wavelength is keeping the commandments, honestly. Because when they talk about, you know how they talk about his thoughts are far off?
Right.
If you keep on reading, it's talking about if you don't keep the commandments.
Right.
See, when you keep the commandments, your thoughts are the same way as the Most High was thinking, oh, nah, this is not right, this is wrong. Like, so.
No, and also, the Most High made us in his image. So everything we have, the Most High have. And we said earlier about the props. What do black people get in trouble with? We always want what? Yo, man, he disrespected me. Give me my props. Give me my props. The Most High like to be praised. You understand? And he's a man of order. So everything he does, he put it in us. And that's why we're supposed to be the light of the world. He gave us his commandment to teach the nation how to be men on this earth, how to live a righteous lifestyle. And that's why Christ came to show us in the flesh that he lived his whole life without committing sin, to prove to us that we can conquer the flesh. That's why the Immaculate Conception is a lie. Christ had to be born just like us and be susceptible to the same temptations in the flesh, so that it could show us if he could overcome it, then we could be perfect too. Plain and simple. So if there's no questions, we'll bring the Sabbath to a close. Officer Abide, Baruch Bashad, send me a quick text with where we left off. That's 16 and 20.
We had 29 next week.
29, 16, 29.
28.
28?
He said that we 27.
So I read, because we said commandments at the laws and commandments at the end on 28.
What's that about? You said we had one more English to finish, right?
Because we started at 21.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought we had to read Exodus 16, 27.
Nah, I read
Well,
that.
you know what? To cover ourselves, let's read it.
Let's
We
read it
wanna
now.
hurt to read it.
Khan. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. And the Lord said unto Moses, Okay.
For what?
okay, I'm in over. Okay, that's fine.
All right, so Officer Abad, Ayah, if you don't mind, we have to call you back up. Men up here, at Madu. State your registry.
Abad Hayat, 1 million, 1 Yashra.
Abad Hayah, Ban Banyamin, Ban Nashal.
Yahweh Shem Yashra.
Yahaba Shem Yashabakatha.
Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Fly Israel, which means to Israel.
And of Israel Magim to salute the Torah. Stand, rise to salute the Torah.
Grab a step forward.
What you're saying is God in the name of Jesus Christ, bless him. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Yah. All right, and Majum Apanya Hakodam, rise and face the east. And some of these prayers. And the last one, Kodash, will be translated into the English.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakavka.
Malakavka.
Naba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazak. Ayaka.
Kodazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baharataza.
Baharataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Lacham.
Lacham.
Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawafinawa.
Kabawafnawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawafinawa.
Kabawafnawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yahannawa.
Tabayahinawa.
Wanasayawan.
Manasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashayanawa.
Hawashayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Malakwa.
Wahala.
Wa'ala.
Wahatapahara.
Watapara.
La'awa Layam.
La'alayam.
Aman.
Aman. English translation. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done on earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the
And
kingdom.
the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
To cock the power in prayer, that power in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Baba Kosha.
Baba Kosha.
Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Akak.
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 Arapa'ah.
Arapa'ah.
Kalmakala.
Kamakala.
Wakamadawa.
Kamadawa.
Akak.
Akak.
Atahar.
Atahar.
Hamatazaranyam.
Hamatazariah.
Akak.
Akak.
Ahakliam.
Ahakliam.
Hamathiam.
Hamathiam.
Akak.
Akak.
Awakara.
Awakara.
Hamatala.
Atamala.
Agarashan.
Agarashan.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Wadaman.
Wadaman. English translation. translation, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so much.
Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Barak Manawa.
Barak Manawa.
Wayasharala.
Wayasharala.
Wahabayah.
Wahabayah.
Sapori.
Sapori.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Waraman.
Tawada Aman.
English translation, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
Israel.
And the scroll.
In the school.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so much.
I.S.U.P.K power structure blessing in the Hebrew. Select Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Why Mayaka Allah.
Wamayaka Allah.
Wahalhayim.
Walahayim.
Matazabaya Alawak Yahanna.
Matazbaya. Alwak Yahanna.
Hahalawapyam.
Alwak.
Hasaranyam.
Asaranyam.
Hakwatazanyam.
Apazayaya.
Hakayayanyam.
Akayaya.
Waha Akizanyam.
Wahawatiyam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Waraman.
Tawada Aman.
English translation, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yohanan.
And Yahanna.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
And assistants.
And assistants.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so much.
Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Aharyam.
Aharyam.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Laba'ah.
Laba'ah.
Zarya.
Azariah.
Zarya.
Azariah.
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Waharataza.
Waharataza.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Namawat.
Namawat.
Magalka.
Magalka.
Ayanawam.
Ayanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hanala'ah.
Hanala'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yashan.
Yashan.
Shabamar.
Shabamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yah.
Al-Yah.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yamamam.
Yamamam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Kaurai.
Kaurai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Athnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'athka.
Taza'athka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Mayata.
Mayata.
Wa'ad awalam.
Wa'ad.
English translation, I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
I will lift up my eyes to the hill.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that
He
keepeth
that
thee.
keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
He that keepeth Israel.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Thou thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayam.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa al-Dashakwat.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Awayabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahamah Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Ya'ara Yamamwa.
Yara Yamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wadata.
Waita.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazawa.
Altaza Pamonyaka.
Atazapawanyika.
Amorwa.
Amora.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakadam.
Wanakakira.
Goya.
Bagoya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Zakar.
Gazakar.
Shem Yasharala.
Shem Yashrala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Atazawa.
Nawa'atazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa,
Yakawa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Wayath,
Wayath,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahaya,
Ahaya,
Hadawam,
Adawam,
Yashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wagaria,
Wagaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Amawam,
Amawan,
Wa'amala,
Wa'amala,
Alashaf,
Alashaf,
Amneshabya,
Amneshabya,
Azawar,
Kazawar,
Kamashawar,
Kamashawar,
Alawa,
Alawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Banyalawat,
Labanyalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha, Yaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamayan,
Kamadia,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabya,
Wanakal,
Wanakab,
Kwayashwan,
Koyashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Wayayan the Ira,
Wayayan Daira,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adapma,
Laadapma,
Shatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nadaya, Mawa,
Nayadamnawa,
Kayarab,
Kaira,
Wakazaba,
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 Wakatazamanan,
Wakatazamna,
Kal,
Kal,
Kanasikamwa,
Kanasikamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Marwa,
Nayarashwa, Slack, Nayarasha,
Nairasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahayam, Alahayam,
Shatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Agagala,
Agagala,
Akwash,
Akwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Rawaka,
Rawaka,
Kayash,
Kaash,
Nabaira Yaira,
Naira,
Kalahaba,
Wakalaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Aharium,
Ahoy,
Kun,
Kun,
Nawadapma,
Nawadapma,
Wasa Irika,
Basa Arika,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Pathka,
Napatka,
Tabahalam,
Tubalun,
Mahala, Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Hawa,
Yahweh,
Bashwa,
Babashwa,
Wayabahalwa,
Wayabahala,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Kayata,
Kayata,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Hawa,
Yahweh,
Abadka,
Babaka,
Ayawam,
Iowa,
Alkaha, Arataza.
Alkaratazak.
Psalms 83, English translation. Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O Yahweh.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted
consulted
against thy hidden
against
ones.
thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come, and let us cut them off
let's cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of
The
Israel
name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
Tabernacles of Edom.
and the Israelites
The Israelites
of Moab
Moab,
and the Hagarene,
the Hagarene,
Gabor
Gabor,
and Ammon
Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assures also join with them.
So is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
Lot.
open the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them,
as unto the Midianites,
to the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
to Jabir,
at the brook of Kishon,
Saul,
which perished and endured. They became as dung for the
they
earth.
became as done for the earth.
Made them nobles like
Make
Oreb,
their nobles like a ram,
and like Zieb.
like the end.
Yea,
Yea.
all their princes,
All their princes,
as Zabah
as Zabah,
and as
as
Zalmunna,
Zamunna,
who said,
said,
let us take to ourselves
let us say to ourselves,
the houses of Yahweh
house of Yahweh,
in possession.
position,
O my power,
our power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
and stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute
So
them
persecute them,
with thy tempests,
thy tempest,
and make them afraid
make them afraid,
with thy storm.
thy storm,
Fill their faces with shame,
for their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded
Let them be confounded.
and troubled forever.
And so forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame.
and perish,
Perish.
that men may know
Let me know.
that thou,
Thou,
whose name alone
name alone,
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
the Most High,
over all the earth.
of all the earth.
Star, Sisters Yeshabi, you see? Everybody still staying on standing. We're going to give each other a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imanu, which means standing attention. Imanu Shabbat, attention at rest. Imanu, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam. Yajamata, Sar, which means to turn. Face the sisters, Imanu. Imanu Shabbat, sisters, are right hand over left. Clasp feet at a 45-degree angle, head covered and bowed. You can repeat after us. Salute back to us. Men of Israel, Imadu Shabbat, Imadu, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Adam Hashem Yahushua. Yajamata, class dismissed. Anybody want to be anointed? Get some oil poured on your head. Have a blessing. Yeah, why not? Doesn't hurt to have an extra layer of protection, right? This is found in Numbers, the 6th chapter, right, where the Lord told Moses and Aaron to say a blessing over the nation of Israel. So that's what we're going to do. And you said, heard in the prayer, my head be anointed with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. So that's what we're doing. And this prayer is found in Numbers 6:22. Said by one prayer. Get to the to the right side. Right side. Left side. Right there. And up here. Yabaraki ya Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Waya Shamarka.
Waya Shemarka.
Ya Yahweh.
Ya Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya Kanka.
Waya Kunka.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya Shamlaka.
Waya Shamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Barak.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun. Christopher.
Christopher. Christopher.
Joseph. Joseph. Joseph.
Jabril.
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 Jacob.
Jacob. Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Tawad Aman.
Tawad Aman.
This is how the prayer goes in the translation. Yahweh, God, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. Sisters, you want to be anointed? Here, repeat after me. Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Waya Shamarka.
Waya Shemarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya Kanka.
Waya Kanka.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya Shamlaka.
Waya Shamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Sawanah.
Sawanah.
Sawanah. Rakaya. Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Tawad Aman.
Tawad Aman.
English translation, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. That is my